We are live. First Mountain Warriors live stream ever. And this is a live stream that we had done in the past kind of best animal encounters. We did it for 2019, we did it for 2020. In 2020, a lot of crazy stuff happened. I think we did it because there were so many crazy animal moments. And mainly this live stream is going to be best animal encounters. I mean, it really is just a recap for the year, but we are going to give some of our most memorable moments. Maybe we'll do a favorite moment and then a best animal encounter, since Mountain Warriors, the channel revolves around animals, exploring nature, and having those kind of exploring nature and trying to find different animals as we get an echo for the distance.
No, hey, Mountain Warriors. What is this year?
20. It's your well for the channel. It's kind of complicated. I think we started in 2019.
Yeah,
but
I mean, we've been doing this since Kenny's been alive, and I guess I've been doing it when I can before that. So a lot of years that we turn family vacations and free time that we have as part of our hobby life to do these things that we really enjoy. So Mountain Warriors really enjoy and love the site. Definitely love what we do, and whatever comes from it is a bonus. But we're going to continue to do this. I know as long as I live, and hopefully that's a long time. But Kenny's right. We've done these before, to where we kind of recap the year previous, which is 2021. Obviously, definitely had quite a few outings, not only around here locally, but we got to go out and experience different things in different places. Gatlinburg seems to be one of our hotbed places that we get to go. Not only do trails, but we swim and definitely take in a lot of nature. So it's a little bit of our animal encounters, but also a little bit of a recap of the year before 2021.
I guess I might as well recap through the videos because we had a lot of stuff happen this year. There's a lot of stuff. There was really cool moments. Obviously, for this video, we kind of look for new, unique things, crazy things, or new discoveries. And even though there's a lot of it that's not on film, we kind of started out the year. We had the funny snow moments with like the snow tunnel and Marley going through the snow tunnel. And we get some filming in the ponds, some creek footage. And then actually, this is the first year we went to our disclosed location around here where there's some giant turtles. Got some pretty cool footage of a lot of different turtles up there. And that's just one note. And then we did some more fishing at the Little Miami. We had multiple bear encounters. We had a lot of creek exploring that we didn't really find necessarily something new. But then we did have some new discoveries. Not too many discoveries. Had some cliff jumping. And then we had various other moments that we will describe through here. Obviously, we almost lost a dog. That was one video where I was kind of near the waterfall, and our family's dog almost went down the waterfall. Then I was trying to grab him, and then he did, and then it was a whole scenario. But I guess as far as best animal encounters, do you want to give some honorable mentions before you go to your favorite animal encounter?
Yeah, and like Kenny's been saying, we definitely had. There's always something new. A lot of places we hit, over and over again, see a lot of the same things, which is always neat. We're seeing nature in its environment. I do believe the year before 2020 was probably one of our bigger years of
that was
finding new things and having a lot of crazy things go on. Besides the things that Kenny mentioned, as far as new things, maybe a few new species of fish. Really, I don't know if we saw some new turtles or not in different locations. Animal wise, we've hit a whole repertoire of different things we've seen, and obviously there's still some that we have not caught up with. The hellbender sticks out to me of something we have not found in nature.
A lot of new species that could be in there.
Made a better stride this year of trying to find him, and hopefully we'll get that done in 2022. But as far as animal encounters that little ones that add up, before we get to maybe, like I said, I have a lot of them that we had in 2021 that were good. It was easier to pick one out for 2020. So I think this year, like little ones, as far as like the red-eye bass that we stumbled upon.
Not the rock bass.
Not the rock bass, which we've straightened out. A lot of the rock bass comments we've had in the past were more smallmouth bass. But that was one small one that was a new species of fish that we saw in the wild for the first time, I believe. So the red-eye bass was one. I believe what was it? The
Shroud.
No, what was the one I said I was going to do? The small piggyback to the main one. What was
The
that
eel?
The eel. The eel was a little bit of a piggyback. Now that
Eelish.
could have turned out to be the
It's not
explosion video of what we do, and I kind of backed off, and I will not let that happen again. I
It
will
looked
stick my
eelish.
nose in a little bit more. But we had a chance we caught the very tail end of this, of what could have been a huge video for us as
Discovery.
far as the river eel. And we do have a little bit of video that I'm sure we have on our site that you've seen. It's hard to figure it out or, see what it is, but I did see it. Definitely creeped me out a little bit. And I think was definitely one that I enjoyed what I was doing there, but definitely scared me a little bit. So hopefully I'll pick up on that next year.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. As far as what we found in the creeks, I think we are going to go in with a little more of a attacking attitude. As far as we'll have some kind of weapon on us, to where if we go down there, if we run into something like an otter, like an eel, a snake, at least we'll be able to fend them off. Maybe get some better footage.
For defense only.
Yeah, not going out to hunt at all, obviously. But there were some crazy moments, like the Kilman's Corner that I was able to jump off. We were able to jump off the creek. And that's the highest I've ever jumped off before in like a natural setting. Lost my stomach, was crazy. Seeing the two giant snapping turtles fight at the nature center was insane because I've never seen that before, and it was a major shock. I mean, there's some really massive turtles there. To see them both fight was really crazy, and it's got to be an extremely rare occasion. I've never seen that before, and that was really cool. Even though we didn't get all that footage. And obviously the crawdads fighting was really cool. We got that on film. Had some crazy moments at Cage Cove. Guess my favorite moment I'd have to say is probably favorite animal encounter is probably the red-eyed bass, because it was really cool to see them all in the same area. Seeing like it did look like a new species honestly at first, but it was really cool to see them all in this school of fish, be able to swim among them. And there was also I forgot some other moments with bears, like a bear charging a hotel worker and then also taking a bath. There were some crazy moments other than that. But that's probably my favorite moment, was finding the red-eyed bass nest, even though you found it. Experiencing it, filming it was really cool, and it seemed like a new discovery for us.
Yeah, we definitely saw a lot of good things during that swim. I know we're going to bring in some guests here to speak on their moment. I will add, since I just kind of gave the lead up to some, that
The piggyback.
Yeah, the piggybacks. But I think the bear at the hotel, as far as seeing him, we've had quite a few encounters over the years with bears at our hotel, which is kind of neat. Can be a little dangerous, but definitely neat. We have pictures and videos of one that I almost ran into as he was coming around the corner. But this bear in particular that just sticks out to me was watching him go down to the creek, seeing him in a hole, kind of just cooling off, swimming. And that was really great to see, not only a bear, but in nature itself, in a position that we rarely see in the water like that.
Do you want to have some guest stars in to say their favorite animal moment? Favorite animal encounter?
Should I let Jake in now, or is he coming in?
Doesn't matter. Switch
Jake,
off.
come on in.
So, what is your favorite animal encounter for Mountain Warriors 2021?
Well, I'll go first. Mine has to be the hummingbirds. So I love the hummingbirds that come in our backyard. And it's hard to tell how many we actually have because they all look exactly the same to me, even though there's some great 4K footage that we really got this year. And we did have a couple feeders, but they were so close together that they're very territorial and would chase each other off. Although I do think we have at least 3 to 4 because we've seen 2 and then another one flew by. But they're just really great. They hover outside the window and look in at us when we need to refill it, and when we're refilling and bringing it back out, they kind of hover around. So they're pretty cool. I definitely love the hummingbirds.
Jake, I know you do the live stream format.
Yeah, I'd probably have to go for my favorite animal encounter 2021. It's a video that'll be coming shortly to the channel of a trip we went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and saw some gophers near this one spot along the creeks that we usually walk in the town. And groundhog gopher, either way. we were just walking past, and usually we see a couple of them on the bank, kind of where the rocks are. But this time, I think there was 4 total, 1 adult or 1 like alpha male or female, and then
What the F just happened?
they come out.
No, we're still alive. What the F? My computer hacked?
But what I was trying to say was there was like 3 babies and 1 adult, and it was kind of crazy. Kenny and I were walking past it, and we both had Annie Ann's, and we sat down on this bench nearby, and the big one walked over to us, and we didn't really know that these things actually like got along with humans, because after this day we saw them a few times being fed by people, but it walked right up to us and jumped right up onto the bench next to Kenny and I, and we like jumped out of the way thinking it was trying to attack, and I think it took one of my cinnamon bites, and then we later saw a few of the babies walk around, and we met our family there, and we each kind of fed it once. My dad leaned down next to it and was very close to it. These things were not really phased by people very much, and I think one even was pet by a person, which that probably isn't a good thing.
Yeah,
But they were definitely using humans though for the food for their own betterment. So while it may be kind of an issue, they seem to be using it in a good way and getting free meals while also living right there next to the Great Smoky Mountains. So kind of a win-win, kind of like how we always feel like ducks and those ibises feel living in Disney World. Just the amount of food, it's a safe environment for them, and it's also a lot of food on the table for them as well. So I would have to go with the groundhogs, and you'll see an upload of that hopefully soon.
Any more comments on the hummingbird?
I actually have one more. It's worthy for
Honorable
the
mention?
an honorable mention for the
Jones?
favorite animal encounters of 2021, and that won't happen again for 17 more years.
Oh.
And that is the cicadas.
That's true.
So we live in an area here in Cincinnati that is a hotbed for the cicadas. And it was just crazy, the different phases when they all start coming out of the ground. It feels like you're on another planet at night, and you see all the little nymphs crawling up the trees. You would then when they all start changing over, you'd put your hand in the ground, and they would just crawl over your hand, just like tons of them. Just even going out to drive in the morning, you'd have to pick them off the tires because I didn't like to smush them. So it really was a pretty cool thing, the 17-year cicada.
Yeah, I actually took my the entire 6th grade out for a field trip for that. We did a whole project on cicadas. It was pretty cool for kids to see the videos from our 2004 time seeing them, and then actually getting to see them in person. So when we first got there, it was almost the same feeling where we first got there, and we weren't really seeing any at all. But then once you saw one, you look around, you see hundreds of thousands all around. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. Especially even in the grass, you see one like log, and then all of a sudden you look around, there's just so many. It was the same that night when they first came out. It's almost like it takes seeing one before you see all the other ones around it. The first phase when they're in the grass crawling around.
You also don't want to walk just through the grass.
Right.
And there were some good uploads on this channel in relation to the cicadas too.
And the sound is like a deafening sound. So I'm not sure if it really comes through on the uploads that Kenny and Mountain Warriors have done, but it really was pretty loud when they were in their full. I don't know how many decibels it is, but it's pretty incredible.
And we've been just getting off topic a little bit. But our trip to Disney World, we saw one armadillo. It wasn't on video, but we did see one armadillo.
Okay. So that's another your honorable mention for 2021.
And we could have seen an alligator, but we didn't drop the GoPro in the water.
Well, that's true. That video we saw like 4 or 5 of the soft shell following those turtles, and a bird we saw jump in the water.
And I just.
All right.
Yeah,
There you go.
Back to Kenny.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, well,
thank you very much.
So I did want to give, if you want to step out, Doug, step in.
Jake wants to sing.
No, that's fine.
I do want to. I'm glad my mom brought up the cicadas because that was a big thing. 17 years. I was 5 years old when the last one happened, which is crazy. But it is crazy how, like, on the day we were looking at old footage, and 17 years on the day these cicadas decided to come out again. I mean, how in the world they know 17 years to come out, not 10, not 12, not 15, 16, exactly 17 to come out is just insane. And it was really crazy to see that. I mean, through all the weather and just like all the things that have happened, they come out on the exact same day. And it really is like an invasion. It was funny because people that I know who had moved here in the past 10 years, 5 years, had no idea about it and asked people about it. It was really funny because they had no idea about the cicadas. Because it really is, it's not like an alien movie, but if you are trying to drive somewhere, they're all over your car, they're all over your tires. I mean, you're walking, you really have to worry about where you're walking. And I mean, for people that love animals, they obviously try not to step on them and kill them. And so for me, it was a major struggle. If I wanted to go somewhere, my car's covered, I had to take them off. And I mean, trying not to kill them, obviously, you can only do so much. But that was a truly crazy animal experience for 2021 that you will not be able to talk about until the next 17 years when they come back. So that makes 2021 pretty special and crazy with that incident.
Yeah, definitely. The thing that interests me the most out of that, the cicadas, is a neat thing. I think that's my third batch of cicadas that I remember in my life. Hopefully, we're still here for the next time they come out in another 17 years. But I do know it's weird to me to see the transition of nature of how it feeds off the cicadas. So that's like every 17 years, there's plentiful food for most species out there as you see them all feeding
And they're
upon
sick of them.
these. So it does interest me, how that works or rotates around as far as, is there more of certain animals that year? How do they transition from that point into what's coming next? And obviously these cicadas are in the ground right now waiting to come out in another 16 and a half years.
Yeah, the cicadas were a crazy thing. I'm trying to think about, obviously, the hummingbird was a really fun thing. I was actually in my room one time when this wasn't on film. I was talking to my grandma, and she had just mentioned a hummingbird. And then the hummingbird comes up to the window. I'm looking out the window. It comes in front of the window, an inch away from me on the second story, just stares right at me and flies away. Really starting to think they have some kind of next level intelligence. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Could have been a coincidence, but the hummingbirds are pretty crazy and special. I mean,
Yeah, I will agree with that.
piggyback off that.
But definitely do that because the hummingbirds have become. We really enjoy our nature. I think we stated last year that nature, especially in our own backyard, has become a focal point of what we do here. I know we've always noticed it, we've always appreciated it, but during the times we've been in lately, it's definitely something we've had a lot more time spent in as far as your own nature around your house, especially the backyard. But the hummingbirds are really a neat little thing, and definitely through different things that we've set up. We've had one or two here annually, probably the last 2 to 3 years. Expect to have them back next year. And off of what Kenny said, I definitely think there's a higher intelligence level with the hummingbird because we've heard stories of how they land on people's hats, kind of hang out with them. I know that they're pretty comfortable with us here, and they've gone to the window at times and looked in at us in a weird way.
Tell us like the food is empty.
Yeah, the weirdest one I think we had, which Karen probably would have brought up, is we enjoy going to Chick-fil-A, which is at least, I don't know, 10 to 15 miles from here. And it was late in the summer.
15 minutes.
Probably late in the summer, 10 to 15 minutes away, if that has to be a correction. But the hummingbird, we were sitting at Chick-fil-A eating, and there was a hummingbird that came up to the window. And it was almost like from that point on, we didn't see him anymore this season. So I don't know whether he was on his way out and had his last little visit. But they definitely seem to, that's a good way to put it, have a higher level of intelligence. But we do think all the animals have a lot more intelligence than what you would give them credit for of how they handle themselves. Megan, so you want to say your
Favorite animal encounter?
All right, we got a last guest coming in here.
Hello. So, Megan, do you want to say what your favorite animal encounter of 2021 was?
I don't know if it was in 2021.
Okay. Well, we're trying to stick to 2021.
It
Like
was.
the cicadas and
I would have to say, I feel like I'm on Jimmy Fallon. I have to say that the bear that came to the hotel next to us.
Yeah, that's true. You saw that whole incident. It was a TikTok.
It was a TikTok.
Oh, that was.
We don't need
That wasn't
to
the one.
put my TikTok out there.
You can tag it.
No,
people watching.
It was the hotel next to us, and it was going to the trash because black bears are kind of like cats in a way. They're kind of skittish.
They kind of lure them there, though.
And this one worker scared him off, and he looked like an assassin. He had 2 sticks and was just walking like a real alpha would. So.
Well, yeah, true. So
Dad's pathetic cough.
was that the time it actually ran away? It wasn't the time it attacked back, right?
No, that was a different.
So was it
situation.
2020? It might have been 2020.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, either way, he scared him away that time, and he scared him away the next time when the guy got too confident, backed him into a corner, and he actually attacked back, and then he went to sit in that like little puddle.
Yeah,
Well, not puddle.
that was
the creek.
different.
Yeah.
But this one,
Same guy, same sticks.
yeah, same 2 sticks.
Different. It's fine. No, but anything else you want to add for that?
Nope.
You want to step back in?
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Wait, let's have more of
Thanks for
the.
coming. Go in. Get in there.
Give me.
Oh, she's gonna camera shy.
Here's a little
Just
poo.
leave it there. Man, put it back. Man, put it back. Man, put it back.
See it.
Your feet are in the cup holder.
See it.
Don't jump.
Stay.
Stay.
It's a movie.
What was your favorite moment, Marley, from 2021?
favorite moment?
There's the paw.
Speed.
All right, that's enough.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Oh, you wanna
I
sit
don't
back
have
in?
COVID. Goodbye.
Let's sit back in.
All right, I'm coming.
Allergies. Seasonal. Actually, every day.
So I guess now that we've said our favorite animal moments, I think. Well, see, the thing is with the turtles, that's the first time. The thing is, I hadn't been back to the nature center. I just said what it was. Well, it's a nature center. That's pretty. There's a million nature centers in the world, but our Mountain Warriors disclosed location number 3 with the turtles is somewhere where I went as a kid. There was always that boardwalk, and I remember looking as a kid, seeing a turtle swimming, and just imagining it. It was just like the size of a whale. I just remember like looking out as a kid, thinking that's the biggest turtle I've ever seen, and I remember seeing it swim. And they are massive. Obviously, they're not as big as I remember as a kid because I was a kid and I was stupid. But there's really big turtles in there, and what we've been able to do with the GoPro is drop it down. And it's been a very frustrating process, but also kind of rewarding with the footage we've gotten because I can never see when I'm filming. I get to feel the vibrations, and I don't know if it's a turtle tapping it. I don't want them to bite the camera and take it because I'll never get it back. I've also dropped it in before with the rope not secure. And we're also looking for other people. I don't want other people to see us doing it. I don't know if they're going to yell at us or not. We're not doing anything bad. We're just filming. But that's been something where we've been able to film so many of these turtles that we kind of are hoping, at least for like other years to come, we'll be able to recognize some of these turtles because they live so long. It's not like there's any risk of these turtles dying. I mean, the only thing that's going to take these turtles out are other turtles. And as long as it's a protected park there's really nothing that can harm them. So there's that one that we encountered the last time. We might try to come up with names for these turtles. Like maybe that'll be the red shell because it has that red shell. And then there's some in there. One of them is called, what is it? One-eyed Jack, because he apparently has one eye and he's the biggest turtle. Is just massive, over 50 years old. We don't know if we've seen him or not. It's really hard to tell because they all kind of look the same. One's really mossy, just looks like a living monster. Just how much moss he has on him. He has like a freaking afro with like just like how much mossy hair he has. And so it's hard to tell all of them apart. But we hope to get even more footage and hopefully confirm which one's One-Eyed Jack. Because I still have not seen from all the footage. Their eyes look weird, but I have not seen a turtle one shot where an eye's missing, which makes me think we haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, it's definitely an environment that has several larger turtles. Could there be a bigger one in there? It's possible, but I believe we have seen the biggest one. But you can only see from this location probably a quarter, if that, of this lake.
Visibility is not
So,
good too.
There's a
Sometimes.
possibility there could be something bigger out there in another location. But with the way, things are done, I would think the dominant one would want to kind of own that corner. And the fight that he was talking about, I think that's why that happens, because there was a little bit of a fight over territory there. But thinking back to outside of the turtles, I was thinking back on the year. There's so many little things that, like in life, that you appreciate, and that don't add up to that one big moment. And we had several of those little moments all throughout what we do. Whether it's an insect, a little waterfall, a different species of a tree or something like that. There's just all kinds of gems out there to be found. Gems.
This is a real gem.
But it definitely, like spiders, things like that we see on the trail. There's some comedy moments with that, because we are we're mountain warriors, but we don't care. We love and respect insects and want them to do their thing in nature, but I don't know if we care for them as much when they're on us.
We're absolutely fearless unless you're talking about spiders, horseflies, snakes, or
horseflies. You've probably seen, but spiders, we've had a few funny moments with that. And I did think of one too, as far as an animal thing that we've stumbled upon here lately that's new, that we may catch up more in 2022 on, is we've stumbled upon a beaver in one of the locations that we fish and do some different things at. And it's very interesting to see. First time that I've actually seen what a beaver does up close. I know we've seen river otters, which, that's something that's really neat in nature as well.
If we ever see that in the creeks, will be a major episode.
We'll definitely have to watch that. And we'll get some good footage, I hope. But the beaver, we will have some footage on what at least he is doing in his territory, which is gnawing down a lot of trees, which, we love trees. And but we also know beavers are part of nature. And it is interesting how they work.
Yeah, I guess since this is now the wrap up, I know I mentioned the things to the turtles. I still have a lot of goals as far as that goes, because I think they're really interesting. As far as trying to document more footage on those turtles, try to get more info on it. A very long shot, actually being able to get in the water and film them, which would be the best way to do it. I'd have to overcome a lot of fears to do that. We'd have to get a lot of special clearance. Although the more I think about it, the less far-fetched that actually would be if we had got that opportunity. But also creek exploring, I guess we always give the kind of what's the one goal for the year as far as that goes. And do you have one specific goal about one animal you want to try to find, or one specific?
As always, we're in search of the hellbender. I think we got closer last year. We're learning as we go. I would love to see that in its environment. And like everything else that we do, we're trying to become or be more and more respectful to nature, its environment, and doing this the right way. So I hope that we can stumble upon the hellbender. And then there's a slew of different animals that I would like to see in the parks when we're doing trails. And maybe we'll start documenting even more of the smaller species of things that we find, which honestly is even Gatlinburg's research team itself, or anywhere we go, they're always stumbling upon new things. So I think I'll stick with that. And definitely it's been great. And I look forward to another, really good year. We have a couple trips planned already, but we will be taking in nature as much as we can here, probably after the next month and a half of a winter. Things will start springing back and growing, and we'll go from there.
Obviously, the hellbender is a goal we say every year. I would like to be able to maybe see some otters, because I think I saw the otter one time. The main time you saw them, I wasn't there. I'd preferably like to not see them when we're in the water, because that'd be a thing. It might be a really cool scenario. It might be really bad. This computer's about to die, but luckily we're wrapping up, so it doesn't matter. But I would like to, a big goal is to get a clear shot of One-Eyed Jack in our disclosed location, because I want to be able to get a good shot. Hopefully be able to get a good image of him. And that's just one goal, I guess, for this year, Mountain Warriors.
Yeah, and I just to add on one last thing, and there's so many aspects of this that we're trying to, like I said, hopefully document, but the changing of the environment, of what we've seen, where we've been,
the creeks,
and how it changes. It's amazing. Hopefully we can get some pictures of what Mother Nature can do and how powerful that water can be to move boulders or have structures fall that, previously were in a different position.
And we'll also have the Travis drinking water solution coming later this year.
Might have some tidbits for living in the wild, from
how to survive in the woods, Travis style.
Travis Senior.
How to avoid poison ivy and survive off the wild.
which is important.
So you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I just Mountain Warriors again, 2021 wrap up. We're into 2022, and again, looking forward to about what we've been doing and adding on to it, and really enjoy it. Appreciate all the viewership out there, and
All the
you guys being a
subscribers.
part of it. It's great, but we will continue to do this regardless, and looking forward to it.
So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for a lot of Mountain Warriors crazy moments to come in 2022.
Mountain Warriors out.